What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Duga, coming at y'all with another video, man. And it's a couple of games I'm going to talk about that took place today. You had the New England Patriots beating the Minnesota Vikings 24-10. And you also had the Arizona Cardinals beating the Green Bay Packers 20-17, which resulted in Mike McCarthy being fired by the Green Bay Packers today. First off, I'm going to get off into the New England Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings, man. You know, it was a pretty good defensive game pretty much for the first three quarters, man. You know, early on, the Patriots grabbed the ball in the first quarter, went all the way down the field, got in the end zone with Devlin of a rushing touchdown. Then came back down, added a Gostowski field goal to take a 10-0 lead. Vikings came down right before the half and got a touchdown pass to Adam Thielen to cut the score to 10-7. They also added a field goal by Dan Bailey, late in the third, early in the fourth to tie the game up at 10. And then right after that, man, the Patriots went to work. Xavier Rhodes went down with an injury. Josh Gordan, man, he had his own drive where he had two 24-yard catches, including a 24-yard touchdown catch to give the Patriots a 17-10 lead. Then the Patriots got the ball back later on, put together a methodical drive, and then they gave it to Devlin for another touch for his second rushing touchdown of the day to take a 24-10 lead, and that pretty much was the final score of the game. The Patriots, man, they was a little stagnant at times on offense today, man, but Gronk kind of, something kind of seemed up with Gronk, man. Gronk seems a little banged up. He ain't really himself out there, Edelman kind of ain't really looking like how Edelman normally look, but this team still found a way to put some points on the board. James White is a very dangerous running back, especially coming out the backfield, catching the ball. You got Sony Michel coming in there, giving them some good, solid, consistent yards. Josh Gordon, man, is now that big play receiver, that they've been missing, man. He stepped up big today. Chris Hogan is out there. He's a model of consistency. He'll come up with timely catches here and there. Yeah, man, they're good. They're rolling, man. They're 9-3. They're looking like they're well on track to end up getting their ninth straight first round bye, for the playoffs, man. And as far as the Minnesota Vikings, man, Diggs and Thielen kind of got a little bottled up today. Dalvin Cook at times looked really good, man. He looked like he's back healthy, and looking like he was last year's rookie year before he had that ACL injury. Yeah, man, the Vikings, man, is the offensive line, man. The offensive line is a problem for this team, man. The Patriots were getting constant pressure on Kirk Cousins, and it's something about Kirk, man. Kirk just inconsistent, man. Like some games, bro, he looks absolutely amazing. He's throwing pinpoint passes. He's leading the team to comebacks and all that other good stuff. And then there's some games where he just can't get it going at all, man. It's like it's like he looked small out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it's because of his stature, or he just the way he's playing, man. At times he just looked like a little bitty quarterback out there, man. He constantly getting hit. He's making inaccurate throws. Yeah, man, like, he up and down, man. And today was a down performance for him today, man. Shout out to the Patriots, man. They played pretty good defense today, man. Like I said, they bottled up Diggs and Thielen so much to where, they got a fourth down conversion that Bill Belichick went to challenge. And the Thielen went over there to start talking crazy to Bill, where Bill pretty much told him to shut the you-know-what up, man, which I thought was pretty funny. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, the Patriots doing their thing again, man. They improved their record to 9-3. Minnesota falls to 6-5-1, and they fighting for a wild card spot, man. They got a huge matchup next Monday night with the Seattle Seahawks with all kind of NFC wild card implications on the line. Speaking of NFC wild card implications, man, also earlier you had the Arizona Cardinals beating the Green Bay Packers 20-17. In the game, you had Edmonds or whatever his name was, just running back for Arizona with 2 rushing touchdowns. The Packers, Devontae Adams had a touchdown. Aaron Jones had a touchdown. Arizona added a couple of field goals. You know, Green Bay down 20-17, drove down the field, and Mason Crosby missed the field goal that could have tied the game and sent it to overtime, man. But it's not really the game so much I really wanted to get into, man. It's, you know, head coach Mike McCarthy was fired pretty much, you know, not long after today's outcome of the game, which in so many ways pretty much ended their playoff chances, man. It's something that I knew was coming at some point. I felt like at the end of the season, it was inevitable that it was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But today's loss, man, I understand it, man. You cannot lose to a 2-9 Arizona Cardinals football team at home at Lambeau Field fighting for your playoff lives, man. You can't lose that game today, McCarthy, man. And I know it's not all you. I know Aaron Rodgers hasn't been as great this year as he normally is. You know what I'm saying? I know their offense is stagnant, you know, at times. You can't lose that game, man. You know, dealing with everything they dealt with this season, you know, basically falling out of contention in the division. You know, the Bears running away with the division. Vikings are a solid second. You know, they basically just above the Detroit Lions, who is also a team that they lost to earlier this year, man, on the road. I feel bad for Mike, man, but, you know, especially thinking back, man, I remember when they won the Super Bowl and they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I remember when they interviewed him, and I remember one of the things he said, you know, he felt like he's doing a good job. You know, he winning that Super Bowl made him feel like he's doing a good job, man. You know, and I remember that, man. And today, you know, it all came to an end for him in the Green Bay Packers organization, man. You know, they need some wholesale changes over there, man. But it is an attractive job right now. You know, for a coach that's innovative on offense, that got a nice offensive mind. You know, knowing you could work with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, who still obviously got a few years left in him in his prime. You know, a good solid receiver like Davante Adams, a good running back who I feel like could be a potential star in Aaron Jones, man. You know, some young talented players on defense like the Jair Alexanders, the Josh Jacksons, you know what I'm saying? It's a good job, man. It's a good job, man. But they need a coach that's gonna come in and be very innovative on offense, man. I don't know if this is a job that Josh McDaniels will actually be very interested in taking. Or I don't know if they're gonna go the route of trying to find like a really hot offensive coordinator out there, you know, from a team that's putting up a lot of points and try to, you know, put him in the head coach's position. But you know, it got to be a coach that basically could come in there and coexist with Aaron Rodgers and know how to put these players in good position to put up points on the board, man. You know, shout out to Mike McCarthy, man. He had a good run with the Green Bay Packers. You know, it been downhill, man, ever since they got blown out in that NFC Championship game to the Falcons a couple of years ago. It's been downhill for them ever since, man. But you know, his career was a success over there, man. He won a Super Bowl over there, like I said. Been to countless NFC Championship games. Came close a bunch of times. But, you know, it ended today, man. But I feel like at some point, man, he's going to get another opportunity to be a head coach, man. Don't be surprised if the Cleveland Browns, you know, ring his phone to see if he could come there and coach that team, you know, with the players like Baker Mayfield, you know, coming up, man. But shout out to Mike McCarthy for his career with the Green Bay Packers, man. But, you know, it had to come for an end of the day, man. You know, you can't lose to the Cardinals at home, man. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go on, give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have NFL content throughout the season. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.